Minister Tito Mboweni said this week visa requirements are being relaxed to make it easier for tourists to visit and invest in South Africa. But the ease at which highly skilled immigrants can enter the country has also had a direct impact on the economy. Michael Yeates is the Director of Employment Practice at Cliff Decker Hoffmeyer Attorneys. He joins us now. Michael, thanks indeed for coming in. The Minister wants to redouble efforts in order to get skilled immigrants into the country. He's made that clear in his budget speech. But you speak to some of the agencies, those placed in the US, in the UK, for example, and they still say it's still a very tough task to get immigrants, and highly skilled ones, into this country. Why is that?
Well, we see the difficulties really coming in the amendments to the Immigration Act, which came into effect in 2014, where assistance from immigration agents and attorneys were effectively written out of the Act. So for skilled foreigners who wish to actually apply for visas in South Africa either have to do it on their own steam or through consultants, but they can't do the process from start to finish with the assistance of consultants or attorneys.
And we were speaking off camera, and we used the example of Botswana, for example, and you have nurses there, for example, some engineers as well, doing a pretty good job for the economy, and it just seems a bit more easier for them to enter a country like that. What's the difference?
So Botswana's got a very progressive labour immigration strategy, whereby they actually go out and they go and headhunt and poach skilled workers, and then they have a system through which they assist these people to help apply for these visas through their various embassies in the countries where they can find the skills. South Africa doesn't really have such a progressive system. Our international immigration strategy doesn't go that far. We do have critical skills visas, but it's really dependent on the applicant themselves to apply for it. And once they get into South Africa, there's no real integration, active integration from the part of government to assist them to integrate back into the society, into South Africa. Whereas it's slightly different in more countries such as Australia and New Zealand, where they've got active systems to help people integrate into that society, whereas, as well as Botswana to a more or less a degree. But our immigration strategy just doesn't go that extra step. And we're hoping that with the comments that the Minister of Finance has made, that our government and our Department of Home Affairs will look at developing that strategy even further.
Yeah, I mean, it is time-consuming when you're dealing with legalities. But I want to shift over to the issue of immigrants and productivity. You get some quarters that say, look, it might scupper efforts when it comes to empowerment and transformation, but there is just so much value with immigrants on the other side of the argument.
Correct. So there have been many studies done as to the value that skilled foreign labor can bring to an economy. The study that I read from the New World Bank had a statistic there to say that a skilled foreign labor, skilled worker can actually create a 1-to-2 job ratio, which is very, very beneficial to an economy such as ours.
And there's also the issue of successful foreign nationals setting up businesses here and actually playing their role in denting what is a severe unemployment rate in this country.
Correct. I mean, foreign nationals that come to South Africa, they obviously pay their taxes, they make use of local businesses, they are definitely more entrepreneurial, they have to be as a consequence. But the studies have also shown that foreign labourers are less risk averse than what South Africans are, for instance. I think it's just a question of being comfortable in your own skin, being comfortable in your country, whereas if you are a foreign migrant, you're willing to put yourself out there more and risk a little bit more.
All right, now we'll have to leave it there. Thanks very much indeed for that very informative chat. That was Michael Yeates, Director at Employment Practice at Cliff Decker Hoffmeyer.